Right, take two. I can see that the mic's working. Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Apologies for the last video. The mic decides whenever I charge anything that it just doesn't fancy working. So blame the mic, not me. I was saying that in this video, though, we are looking at the not weird, but I guess the intriguing report around Spurs being the best run club, and we'll look at what that is and, you know, all that sort of jazz. We're going to be talking about Manor Solomon rejecting a move from Spurs out. Obviously, everyone knowing that he is leaving, but rejecting a offer that he has had. We're going to be talking about the windfall that Spurs will receive from the Jack Clarke sale from Sunderland to Ipswich. Yeah, there's loads to talk about. There's loads to get into. Just want to say that if you're watching this and you're new, subscribe. You're very much welcome to join us for the journey. And I hope you're having a belter of a Friday. Obviously, Spurs play tomorrow, 3 p.m. UK time against Everton at home. So the preview is still to come. Ange's press conference will probably be in the next couple of hours. But yeah, the preview that I will be doing will be a little bit later today. We'll be talking about everything to do with that game. We'll talk about Leicester even if you want to. But right now, we're just focusing on a little bit of transfer news, basically. Hey, Spurs. I did try and wish you good morning, Spurs, in the last video, but obviously the mic decided that it didn't fancy it. Morning, Tom. Morning, or evening, adventurous, but morning this side of the world. Morning, Graham and Sonia. Doesn't look like we're going to be signing any more players, or at least a big signing. Well, we'll see, Graham. We'll see. Let's jump in. Let's talk some transfers anyway. First and foremost, let's start with Manor Solomon. So Romano, this was at 8 a.m. this morning, saying that Manor Solomon is still expected to leave Spurs in the final days of the transfer window. Solomon has rejected a formal bid from Spanish side Getafe, as his priority is to remain in England. So I'm just going to check when does the UK transfer window close exactly, so we know. 30th of August at 11 p.m. Interesting. So we've got a week left, supposedly. Yes. Interesting. Obviously, I know that there's room to do other business outside of that when teams, obviously, their windows aren't shutting at the same time as ours. But obviously, that's something to take into account. We've got about a week left of the window. There's still so much more to do this window. There really is. Now, I've always said, departures-wise, brilliant. I've got zero complaints about departures. Obviously, we still got, some more to do, with Lo Celso and Reguilon and Solomon. But all in all, great. But there's still work to be doing incomings-wise. I think if we wound up this window with what we had, apparently I'm giving you a thumbs up. Hands are attached to my body. But hey, there you go. In terms of incomings, yeah, then obviously that I would sit there and say is somewhat a disappointing window. But let's just wait before we hold off and say they're upset about anything, this, that, and the other. Let's just wait until the window closes. That's my recommendation. Why are people putting fake news about Solanke being injured, did not train Thursday? I'm pretty sure Solanke was just doing gym work, and there was something else. But yeah, he wasn't training with the main squad, apparently. Van Gogh's back. How are you, mate? You're right. Solomon stay in London. Are there any London Championship clubs? Well, look, we're going to be talking about Solomon in terms of the next clubs. Apparently, he has interest from 2 Premier League sides. Who they are, we don't know right this second. But he does have interest from Leeds United in the Championship. He would, I genuinely think Manor Solomon would kill it in the Championship. He's a Premier League player. He's good enough to be in the Premier League. I can still see him being in the Premier League. Now, if it was to be Leeds, he could do a lot worse. But we know of Leeds' interest for sure. Obviously, Leeds, in theory, missing out on Jack Clarke, who we're going to be talking about, obviously, because he's moving to Ipswich. There is obviously now that, I guess, requirement for Leeds to be looking elsewhere in terms of attacking players. And Manor Solomon is a solid player for them, but I still think he'll end up in the Premier League personally. What did you miss? You've missed about 4 minutes, Alej. You've not missed much. Solomon's bang average most never really liked him. Damn, Van Gogh's 2 messages in and he's cooking. Why wasn't Lo Celso on the bench on Monday? Because he's going to be leaving. Alon, mate, how are we? Hi, Andy. 1 more week, 2 more games, 6 more points. That's it, Cozy. I'd love it. Solomon will not move to Leeds. They just bought a new left winger yesterday. Oh, did they? Well, there you go. I need to keep up to date on my Leeds transfer news because I know nothing. Moving on, let's talk about Jack Clarke, because Ipswich Town last night was at 10:24 p.m. Romano putting out that Ipswich Town agreed deal to sign Jack Clarke from Sunderland. Here we go. Package worth 20 million with add-ons included, and they'll also supposedly Sunderland get a sell-on clause. Now, the supposed deal is 15 million plus 5. That's the add-ons. Okay. So for us, we obviously, I think it was 25% we get out of that deal. You know, I think if all in honest, Spurs making about 5 million out of that deal. I'm not going to complain about that. It's a decent fee we're getting from it. You know, the money that you've earned from, in theory, you know, what we've done sales wise this summer's not been that bad, all things considered. So, do you know what? A few extra million in the bag never hurts. Do I think? Well, we're going to come to Vance in a minute, Tom. I'll answer your question, no doubt, then. Will Wilson be available for tomorrow? Supposedly so. He's been training all week, so I don't see any issues. Why not? Very excited about Wilson. You know, I think he'll cook. Yeah, I'm hoping so as well, mate. I'm hoping so as well. It is believed that having suffered blow in the game against Leicester could be out for 3 months. Don't know where you got that from, Rasmus. I've not seen that, buddy. Good morning, mate. Hope you're well. Sorry, I'm a couple of minutes late. Was doing my boys' breakfast. Who do you think will play on the right wing? I think Kulusevski will play on the right wing. And you don't have to apologise for being late, mate. There's nothing wrong with that. Just want to see Johnson get a form. He hasn't been good enough. Yeah, well, work rate-wise and defensive-wise, I actually had zero complaints. I actually was praising him for it. But offensively, he does need to get going. But I think Kulusevski will be starting on the right wing, personally. He had a great preseason. I was quite surprised to see him not start, if I'm honest. I thought it's such a good preseason. It was weird that the idea that he wasn't starting for me. I did find that a bit odd. But look, I'm not in control. I'm not the guy who runs the club and picks the teams and all that side of things. So, yeah, there we go. Just Slanky ain't injured. I'll have to check out. Is there a free stream tomorrow to watch the game tomorrow? You can get a Fire Stick in England, or you find yourself a dodgy stream, which there's plenty of those. I don't remember Slanky getting a knock. Poro, yes, but it's like, well, Poro's been in training. But again, do you know what, guys? Let's just wait for Ange's press conference. He'll tell you everything that you would want to know. That's all I'll say about that. Moving on. Want to talk about... what was it I wanted to talk about? Right, this best run club thing. Supposedly the best run Premier League based on several factors. Fair Game have put Tottenham at the top of the list after a comprehensive study across English football. Daniel Lee said, as a club that prides itself on good governance with a key focus on sustainability, fan engagement and delivering for our local community, we're delighted to be recognised as England's best run club by the Fair Game Index. This ranking further demonstrates the huge strides that are being made off the pitch with our world-class stadium and innovative partnerships, enabling sustainable, recurring investment into our football operations to ensure that we remain competitive on the pitch and challenge for major honours. We welcome Fair Game's work in highlighting the important role we can all play in operating sustainably to ensure our clubs remain at the heart of our local communities and fans to enjoy for many generations to come. Yeah. Might as well win a trophy for that, eh? You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Just people would mention me why I hadn't sort of talked about it, and I just thought, quickly talk about it. Don't have any interest in it, if I'm honest. Hey, Peter, how are you, mate? I would do the same and put Johnson on for the last 20 minutes. I could see that when it's Ange's presser. It's normally around lunchtime. Wait, how much did we get from Jack Clarke? Supposedly around about 5 million. Around 5 million for that. Johnson is super sub for a while. Take 2 of 3. Yeah. It's working at the moment, Liam. I'm just going to hang my hat on the fact that it is working, you know. Fingers crossed, you know, all that stuff. Hey, Chris, mate, how are we? I thought the sell-on was 40%. It was supposedly 25 to 30%, but I reckon it's about 25%. Seen so many people saying Son needs to start from the bench. They're entitled to their opinion, but I'll have our best left winger starting. It's just the way I look at it. Yeah, it's one game into the season. You know what I mean? Haven't talked about him yet, Alon. We haven't come to him yet, but no. In terms of what I think will be the team for tomorrow, I'm just going to hold off and tell you to watch the preview. because I'm going to talk about it then. That's the way I'm going to do it. Let's talk about him then and wait for Ange's press conference. Let's get our team news down first. Talk about the game. Talk about them as well, because I'm waiting for Sean Dyche's press conference so we know who's going to be playing for them and who's going to be missing out for them, because supposedly they are missing a few players through injury. Just wait for that. And I'll also, at some point, I've sorted myself out post-gym. So there you go. Gutted we didn't get Champions League spot because of the Jordan making our kit. Oh, yeah, that special fourth kit or something, whatever it was, wasn't it? Cooley right wing, please. We need some defensive players, left back and centre back. Well, let's see. Let's talk about Vanderson from L'Equipe out in France, saying that Spurs are ready to submit a bid in the region of 25 million for right back Vanderson. Apparently, should Spurs make that offer, Monaco would not be able to turn it down. I've talked about Vanderson. Do you know what? I will be frank about this. I'm so bored of talking about Vanderson. I was bored about talking about Gallagher. After a little while, I was bored about talking about Tony. I was bored about talking about a lot of them. Vanderson's slowly but surely become another one of those. I'm kind of bored about talking about him. Look, if Ange wants him, I want him as well. My only curiosity in this situation is why? We have two right backs. In theory, you could say three if you want to say Archie Gray. Could do with a bloody left back, if I'm honest. Could do with a left back. I've been saying Patrick Dorgu is the guy that I would like. Sorry, just taking my headphones off charge. And, you know, a right back just doesn't really make a ton of sense to me. It just doesn't. Look, again, like I said, if Ange wants him, I'll back it. Not a problem. But the left back I truly wanted was Patrick Dorgu. Obviously, a lot of people said, you know, I wanted, people said that they wanted Bradley Locko. I didn't have any concerns with that personally. But yes, for me, Dorgu is the one that I wanted. Obviously, I know people have mentioned like Pierre Hincapie. He's going to cost a lot of money. Yes, he might fix two positions in theory, but do Spurs want to go for a left back and a centre back instead of having a guy that does both? You know, my mic is a bit beepy. I dread to touch it though. I dread to touch it. Is it still beeping or is it working? I'm scared. It's really beepy. Slight crackle. What about now? Crackly. It's working though. I'm panicking. I'm scared to touch it, honestly. After the debacle of the last one, seems good. Better. Yeah. All right. We'll continue on. Sorry. Apologies to anyone that's watching this back and going, "What? Why is he stopping?" Do you know what? We'll keep going for now, as Adventurous said. We'll keep going. We're not going to risk it. And I'll try and fix it for the later video we do today. How about that? Okay. All right. Solanke's not... Well, we've not been told by anyone that Solanke's been injured for 3 months, mate. No. Don't worry about it right now. Thoughts on Radu for Porro's for Solidity, Bergvall for Sarr, Cooley for Johnson, and Odegaard more coming after. Personally, I was very happy with Porro against Leicester. If he's fit, you play him. If he's not fit, you play Spence. That's that's sort of my feeling about it. But yeah, that's the way I go about it. We definitely need left back. Look at the problems of Destiny suspended. My mic crackles. Okay. Yeah, no, I agree. We definitely need someone for that left back, left centre back role. I don't disagree with that, Daniel. I'll be interested to see if, like I said, I'll be interested to see if they go for a left back and centre back, or do they go for someone that does 2 in 1? I'm not sure. What have you missed, Robert? Robert, you missed 14 minutes, mate. You missed loads. No, basically, okay, all right. I'm going to keep an even keel. So basically, we talked about the best run club nonsense. I quickly moved off of that. We've talked about Vanderson just now from L'Equipe, talking about how we might make a bid for 25 million. We've talked about Solomon rejecting a move from Getafe out in Spain. So that's kind of the crux of what you've missed so far, mate. There you go. Don, I've answered that as well. What happened to that? Solanke got injured for 3 months during the match. Yeah, that hasn't come in. But set pieces. Tell me, did we struggle with set pieces against Leicester? Offensively struggled at times. I could give you that. But defensively had zero issues. And it's funny, if you can't appease the keeper, Vic looks a lot better, does he not? Wait for someone to go, yeah, but actually he was rubbish in pre-season. It's like, whoa, someone didn't realise we've played 0 centre-backs in pre-season. And at most once, one centre-half for a pre-season half. Funny how when Vic had the 2 centre-halves in front of him for the first time, against Bayern, we didn't have many issues. There we go. And also Vestergaard's like 6'6" or whatever he is. He's massive. We didn't have any issues. So Everton are a decent set piece team though. So let's put a pin in it. Let's watch this weekend and see how we feel. Spencer's a good feeling for Porro against Everton. Yeah, if he's not fit, play Spence. But for me, if Porro's fit, you play Porro. Why aren't we even looking for a left back? Apparently going to bid 25 million for Vanderson. Lol. Well, again, let's see. Going to be fresh focus for the team. So how are you, Polly? You're right. Hanko's a good player. Plays for Feyenoord. Well, like I said, let's hope this scouting system, this data system that they are implementing is working. Okay, Porro on Spence, good going forward, not set piece goals, and I'll be pleased. Well, you should have been pleased in theory after Leicester because there's no set piece goals. That's a joke, by the way, before anyone complains. Fair enough, Donna. 2-0, Kulu and Solanke goals. Do you know what? We're going to wait and do our preview. So I'm going to ask for your predictions for score lines and things like that. I am hopeful that I will have my co-partner for this one later. It might be a little bit later. Obviously, I know I normally do my preview sort of like in the mid-afternoon, but obviously if it means, I might do it early evening. I hope you still join me for it, even though maybe you know a lot of the team news. I hope you still join me for it because it'd be good if I do get my co-partner on. It'd be good for you to all meet him, and I will try and actually do it live with him as well, so you can get him involved and ask us questions. All right. I wonder how much money we have in our budget. I don't know, mate. Why aren't we bidding 50 million for Joe Gomez? Because they seem to really rate Archie Gray and Lucas Bergvall, which is actually really good news. That's actually very, very good news. Hanko's from near you in Slovakia, Les. Interesting. Michael, how are you, mate? Or good day. How you going? Itchy to see Odegaard play. I would love to see Odegaard. I would love to. Also, let's not think about we're bringing in players to be backups. We're bringing in players for rotation. We've got 4 competitions this year. Mickey van der Ven, Romero, and Destiny are not playing, 50 games a season. They're just not going to be able to handle it. So Dragoshin, people going, God, he's missed another game in the Premier League. He must be really unhappy. It's like, trust me, Dragoshin's going to be playing a ton of football this season. Don't worry about him. Didn't see Solanke in training. He wasn't in training. Like I said, he was apparently doing gym work. 3-0 Solanke double and a random guy, maybe like a Van der Ven. I'll take it. Van der Ven can play left back plus. Yeah, he can play left back. Yeah, Donley's gone on loan to Leyton Orient. Co-partner, yeah, I know. Because I didn't say it. That's all. Maybe a left back, left centre back is being worked on similar to Odegaard. Who knows? Remember, Odegaard is giving us some hard times last year. Get him in the second half. Well, look, he's been giving our players a hard time in training. So, our midfield is weak, though, Andy. We sold Skip for 25, which means great business, by the way. Bentancur is injured for God knows how long. Well, he'll be missing most likely this weekend and the next game through the concussion protocol. But he's not, it's hard for me to call it an injury. You know what I mean? It's an injury, but you know what I mean? Saying that, you'll get what I mean. I think Alfie Devine and Mikey Moore should play first team football. Well, look, they're going to be featuring. Well, Mikey's going to be featuring in the first team squad this year. Alfie, I wouldn't be shocked if he's on the bench for this weekend. It wouldn't shock me. I guess it depends on Basuma. I guess it would depend on Basuma. Will we see Bentancur play next week? I'd say he might be back actually for the Newcastle game, because you think it's Monday night. So Tuesday next week would have been a week. Yeah, he might just be back. Thinking about it. He's a baller. The new Gina would love it. I'd love it as well. Yes, I think we'll get another expected announcement this window like we did with Odobert. Yeah, for sure. Best run club in the country, but don't sign any top players, just kids who are not ready yet. I mean, one thing I would say is, Pete, if Ange and the coaches have seen Bergvall, who looked very good, by the way, against Leicester, Bergvall and Gray, and have a ton of faith in them, I have no issues. I'm really happy that we wouldn't need to sign a midfielder if they've come out and done really well. Does Alfie Devine show out and do really well in training? Because again, if so, we can't have it both ways. We can't sign all these players and put through youth players to bring them into the first. And we actually have to make sacrifices at some point, And trust me, if we'd spent 60 million on Desiree Doué, people would be getting all excited about him. Odobert is a similar style player. He's played in the Premier League, and actually, he costed half of that. Which, if it allows us to go and get another defender, I'll always be happy with that deal. Solomon might go to Leeds. I've already said it, Adiz, mate. You got to be here. I've already said it, my friend. But you're right. Do you think Basuma in the squad? I think there's a potential, probably more so now than he'll be in the squad. Yeah, I think Odobert will give us pace and likes to take on his man. I'd like to see him start. I think he'll get minutes off the bench, Daniel. I do. So does concussion protocol mean Bentancur is out for Newcastle? I believe it's 10 days, hence why he'll miss, obviously, this weekend. It's only been a few days, but 10 days would line up with about Friday next week. So in theory, he might be back for it, but it depends on how he's actually just, recovering. That's all. Alfred Vine, Ashley Phillips went in the under-21 game against Bristol. Well, yeah, Ashley Phillips might be going out on loan, Surely that is the best start of Johnson. He's been so good in training. Kulu will be starting, in my opinion. Is Solanke injured? We've not heard anything from the club, but again, let's wait for the preview. Let's wait for the team news from Ange's press conference. Don't get wound up. This is, by the way, this is general message. Don't get wound up by anyone saying Solanke's injured or this guy's like Basuma. Look at this, look at that, look at that. Just wait for Ange's press conference. You've only got to wait like another hour or so, and you'll know everything that you'd want to know. Or just wait to my preview, and I'll tell you. But supposedly, Solanke isn't injured. That's the vibe that we've caught. Good morning from North Virginia. This is my new favorite thing to listen to whilst getting ready for work. Richard, I hope you have the best bloody day at work today, mate. And thank you for your lovely comment. Northern Virginia. That's one of my first one from Northern Virginia. That's pretty cool. I like that. I love it when people tell me where they're from. I'm like, this is mental. Some guy in England just chatting through his mic and through his camera, and there's people all across the world watching. It's so cool. That's all right, Adiz, mate. Pape was only a year older than last year than Gray is now, and he was a main man in midfield. It'll be the same this season for Bergvall and Gray. They're absolutely ready. Oh, I tell you what, people are not talking about Pape more. He's Sar boy. He's not Star boy. He's Sar boy for a reason, Kulu replaced Johnson, and Odobert will come on after 60 minutes. I think Kulu starts. I do. Again, I'm not going to get too much away because I want to hold it back for my preview, but I think Kulu starts. Biss plays, I believe, this game, potentially. That's a bit intense, Donna. Johnson needs to prove himself. I can't keep defending his performances. Kyrie will cook you, Van Gogh. I can't wait for Kyrie to cook me in the comments afterwards. Ange has plans with the right personnel for the here and now. Believe. I love it. Would you take back Trippier as a right back? Maybe push Porro further forward. I love Porro at right back, and I don't think Trips would suit. What we're going to be doing at right back. Spurs fans have little patience. Hi, Andy. Did you see the stats for Spurs? We were first, second, every possession, shots, passes for every team after first game. I actually was 10th. I wonder if you saw that and have those stats at hand. Stephen, I'm going to be talking about those stats in my preview. So that's a spoiler for the preview. Alfie Halls, Phillips has gone on loan, just got a Spurs app notification. Alfie is my guy when it comes to breaking news. Hang on. Okay, yeah, breaking news. Ashley Phillips has joined Championship side Stoke City on loan for the remainder of the season. Good luck, Ash. Well, there you go. Let's pause on some of your comments for there. Let's talk about Ashley Phillips. I'm surprised he's going, if I'm honest. But let's put some faith into what the recruitment's going to be doing. Let's hope there's a plan in place because in theory, he was the fourth defender, but then there's also the lurking Alfie Dorrington, who is the fourth, maybe the fifth defender. Has Alfie, I mean, Alfie's been injured preseason, but do they like him enough that maybe he'll be featuring for the 21s? And then if so, if needed, does he come into the squad? Does it mean we're going to be moving someone else? But look, first and foremost, for Ashley, I hope he has the absolute best loan deal. Obviously, every Tuesday when we do our loan roundup, I'll be talking about Ashley again. So let's hope he has the best loan spell out at Stoke. Obviously, I think they struggled a little bit last season, but I think they've been spending this summer, Stoke. Stoke City. Let's hang on. Stoke City transfers. Let's see what they've done. Sam Gallagher's gone there from Blackburn. Interesting. That is in, isn't it? God, Ben Gibson's gone there. Interesting from Norwich. Okay. I don't know a ton of those players, if I'm honest. That's quite poor of me, but I don't know a ton of those players. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's be honest. Let's just hope he has a bloody great loan spell. Big up, Andy. Happy Friday. Quick question. What's your all-time favourite Premier League goal? Mine is Patrick Berger flick up and Billy over his shoulder for Pompey against Charlton. Oh, it's a shout. That is a shout. I think my favourite Spurs goal might be Bale's volley against Stoke, where, his foot's like up here. That might be my favourite Spurs one. My favourite goal in the Premier League. I can't lie. This is a rogue shout for a Spurs fan to say, but Van Persie's when he was at United against Villa, where Rooney's just lumped the ball forward and on the first time volley. That could be it. Dele Alli's against Palace is up there as well, actually. Yeah, there's a few actually good ones. Him going means we need a centre back, right? Well, you would think so, wouldn't you? You would. Phillips need more playing time to develop. Hopefully, he does get I expect him to be starting pretty much week in, week out. And hopefully, he does develop even more. Look, we've got guys who have played in the Championship last season, like Archie Gray. So a really good season in the Championship can propel you ready for the Premier League. Oh dear, if we don't have enough defenders again, that's going to be trouble. I would say so. Alfie was rated ahead of Ash last season. I don't think either of them were heavily rated full stop, if I'm honest. Emerson and Ben Davies played ahead of them, I feel like the team is too reactionary when a team starts to do something new or get a goal, we crumble. Well, hopefully, with Everton, we get an early goal. I think with Everton, if we get an early goal, that would be massive. I think everyone would just breathe. We've scored. 20 minutes in, we're 1-0 up. I think everyone will be like, oh, there we go. Okay, go and get the second. Do not muck this up. Go and get that second. And if we get that second, I think everyone would go, oh, this is nice. I forgot what it's like to win fairly comfortably, So need another centre-back. Can't have Ben Davies rotation for left centre-back and left back. I think Ben Davies a rotation option for like one position is I can do with this season. We could do with another body in there, though, We need Hincapie in. I'm telling y'all. Look, I love Hincapie. I just don't see it. Deep Space 90s. I'd love to read your message out, but, PG and all. But he said, basically, we're so bad last week. These guys better win this week. I agree. We better win this week. Bergkamp's flick against, is it Newcastle? Filthy. That was actually filthy. Crouch Shadow versus Sete to get us our first Champions League entry. The fact that we absolutely flopped it the week after, wasn't it, against Burnley? We lost 5-2. It was like, vibes, doesn't matter. I think we went 1-0 up in that game. I think Modric scored. Ben Davies needs to go. Solomon needs to leave. Well, Solomon will be leaving. No way we keep Daddy Davies. That nickname is mental. Last week, 70 minutes. 70 minutes, 0 to 60 and 18-90 we were very good. Lost the plot for 20 minutes. Yeah, we can't lose that. We can't lose that sort of control. But again, we'll talk about it in the preview. We need to keep pressing, get the second goal. Yeah, Daddy Davies ain't good enough. Yeah, well, let's see on that side of things. But we'll wait for Ange's press conference, because I think with Ange's press conference, I think we're going to learn a lot more ahead of the weekend. And my preview is going to be an absolute belter. We're going to be talking some good stats. We're going to be looking at Everton's, obviously, team news, Spurs' team news, key battles, some good stats from last weekend, which I think maybe makes people just come back down to earth. If they're a little bit too high or they're a little bit too low, they're going to get nicely back into that middle ground, you know. But let's see. I'll understand this a little patience. Well, problem is, Daniel, they tried to do the quick way of winning trophies with like the Jose and Conte, and it didn't work. Hence why they've come back to where they were sort of when they first got Poch when it came to Ange, and we're just building up. And it took time under Poch, and it will take time under Ange. But yes, anyway, more importantly, I hope Ashley Phillips' loan goes bloody well. I'll be obviously keeping an eye on him more and more and more. Yeah, I mean, Jota is joining Stad Ren. Wait for Sky Gazer to come in here and cook me for no reason. Oh, Van Gogh missed that last night. You missed an absolute belter last night, mate. People were asking where Van Gogh was, and then Sky Gazer came in and complained, and then asked me to show him a picture from when I was younger, which was a little bit, you know. People found that hilarious. But anyway, let's talk about Lens midfielder Andy Diouf. So HITC saying that Spurs were among the clubs who had scouted him. He played the full 90 minutes and only recently returned because he was involved in the French Olympic team. So looking at Andy Diouf, I'm going to bring up his stats from last year. So apologies, I haven't actually had it prepared, which is poor of me. I know. Shoot me. Let's bring it up. Stats. Here we go. Transfer market. I actually really like the transfer market website. It's quick. You know, it's not awkward to get around. It is just quite good. So last season played 30 games. He scored 1 goal. There you go. He scored 1 goal in Ligue 1. And he played in Ligue 1, Champions League, Europa League, and the Coupe de France. Well, some of this is a bit confusing. But yes, is a centre mid. That's where he plays his football. I mean, they value him at 9 million euros because he is 21. He's about 21 and a half, I'd say, at the moment. He's born in... oh, no, he's not 21. I thought it said March. He's born in May. He's only not long turned 21 then. Let me just find out. His contract expires in the summer of 2028. So there we go. And it's just him too predictable. He's not adaptable as a manager. Even Leicester sussed us out at halftime, so the big side will figure it out way sooner. Okay. Last year, also our first match was a draw. It was 2-2 away to Brentford, and Emerson, my guy, scored a lovely goal that day. Maddison 2 assists. Romero obviously scored a goal and then had concussion. Do you know what? There's a lot of comparisons to that Leicester game to last year at Brentford. A lot of weird comparisons. But there we go. We'll see on Andy Diouf. Look, someone we scout. Doesn't look like it's going to be an expensive move. I don't think it's going to wow anyone, but it is one of those things. So we shall see. I better do my fancy football today. I think we've got till tomorrow at 11 o'clock because there's no Friday night football game today, but I do need to make some changes. I think I'm going to bring a City defender in for Saliba. I think that's what I'm going to do. But anyway, thank you all so much for joining me this evening. I very much appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your mornings. Enjoy the afternoon. I'll see you back for the preview when we discuss Everton. Hopefully, I won't be alone. If I am, apologies, already ahead of schedule. Enjoy the rest of your days, everyone, and I'll speak to you all very, very soon. Peace.